Moving right into Dad's John Deere 4020. Beautiful old tractor here. Gas. Uses it to back blade the yard usually. And look at the tires on that. Knee high and rubber here. Guys, welcome back to the farm. Hey, snow's starting to come down right on cue. Hey, I've got some exciting news I wanted to fill you in on. This year for 2024, we're in partnership with John Deere. I've been waiting to tell you guys that. You know how you guys have been wondering when we're gonna start setting these tractors up for auto steer, turn automation, auto path, things like that? Well, that time is now. I give you John Deere's new Ag Essentials kit. This kit contains the new G5 Plus universal display, Starfire 7000 universal receiver, and comes equipped with the modem. Now the cool part is I'm going to be able to use this technology on 5 different tractors that we have on this farm. Starting with the Combine S670, then a 9560R, our tillage tractor, and then we're going to use it on a 7830 sitting right here. This is our main bean planting tractor, and we use it to seed hay fields down. And then the 8400, who's sitting back here in the back, that's our main corn planting tractor. And I'm also going to have our 7600 set up. That's what runs the disc spines. We're going to have auto path, auto turn automation on the 7600. We're going to be able to set them tractors that the last 2 I just talked about are 26 years old. We're going to be able to adapt this new technology to 26-year-old tractors and our newer Combine and our newer 9560R tillage tractor. So needless to say, it's going to be a fun year. Why don't you guys comment down below if you've already used some of this technology, or if you're like me, you're just kind of thinking about getting into it, because you're going to be able to learn a lot. I'm going to be able to learn and show you, and we're both going to be able to check it out together. Some of the main reasons why I wanted to get this technology and get it installed is because of the yield mapping. When we're harvesting, you're going to be able to see what parts of the field did well and didn't do as well, and where you can back some of the fertilizer off and increase some of the fertilizer, and also that overlap. When we're working fields with this 9560R, you're going to be able to set that cultivator so there's only about a 6-inch overlap. That way you're reducing wear and tear. Hear that sleet and snow? March in Michigan, baby. That way you're going to reduce wear and tear on your equipment. You're not overlapping too far, saving fuel, saving time. It's just going to be a win-win for everybody. So there's the kit, there's the rundown. I hope you're excited as I am. We're going to be able to see that all year long. We're going to be messing with this. 5 different units we're going to put this on. So, hey, I think I'm going to give you guys a good rundown on all this John Deere equipment we use on this farm. Quite a bit of tractors and equipment. So let's go. Starting off with this 8760 John Deere 4x4 PTO in this tractor. Got it a little over a year ago. Put new tires on it. Really cleaned it up and made it our own. Haven't used it a lot. I think we're going to keep it for a backup for the 9560R, or we got a 9400 I'm going to show you shortly, but just a good sound tractor. Next up, my main horse, 4430 John Deere 1977. I put like 200 hours on this last year. This is what fills the silos. This is a blower tractor. It's got the PTO in the back. And I actually get done filling them hay silos and I hook it up to our hay rake. It's a big V rake. And this is what I rake with because it's got lots of power. You sit up high in that cab. And I'll show you the tractor. There's another John Deere that I retired from raking because it didn't have enough power. But this is a beautiful girl. Got it at auction, good price, 10,000 hours on it. Moving right into Dad's John Deere 4020. Beautiful old tractor here. Gas. Uses it to back blade the yard usually, and look at the tires on that, knee high and rubber here. But this is just a nice old gem that we keep, and you know, you could use it to pull wagons and run the blower if you really wanted to, but it's just more of a gem here on the farm. Next up, John Deere 4240. This is my old blower tractor. We retired it from that because it was a little smaller. I replaced it with that big girl, but this has been around. Found a picture. Had it since 1989. I'll be pulling this out shortly and hooking it to our feeder wagon and trickling the corn silage from them bags into the conveyor. But this has been around. Good old tractor's been rebuilt. It's only probably got about 4,000 hours on a new rebuild, so she's not going anywhere. Same barn, Deere 310 SE Turbo 4x4 backhoe. I use this to pull out of the ag bags. Speaking out of the ag bags, I remember when we got this. This was probably 5 years ago. It came up on my memories on my phone for my pictures. 5 years I've already had this. I can't believe it. Put new tires on the front. This is a beautiful, beautiful backhoe, and it's got a lot of power. Very happy to have it. Construction equipment. We've got a bulldozer over here I'm going to show you next. John Deere 550G. We were using this for clearing fence rows. We still use it. Runs excellent. That's a newer sprocket. Did a lot of work to these tracks and then haven't used it a whole lot since then, but very nice to have. And we also got an excavator, a John Deere 790. That's down at a field right now. So we got a backhoe, a dozer, an excavator, John Deere excavating equipment. Next barn, into the hay barn. John Deere 6420 with a 640 self-leveling loader. This is Mark's round baling tractor. Got this at an auction. Was not cheap with the hours on it. Still only has about 3,000 hours on it. For, I think this is like a 05 maybe. New tires on the front. But man, this is a great tractor. It needs to be cleaned up. It looks terrible. But beyond that, this will be what will be baling up that hay. Next item, John Deere S30F with an air reel. This is a backup soybean head, and that's because one time we hit a stump root and blew the heck of the corner out of a bean head, and we were down, so we always keep a separate head. This is a very nice unit, and it's be nice for smaller fields because our other one's a 635F, but there's your backup bean head. John Deere 5325. This was my hay raking tractor. Beautiful unit, 4x4. It's even set up. It could have a loader on the front of it. We don't do that, but I retired it and used that older one. This just didn't have enough guts to really. You could do it, but if you ever had to back that rake up, it was really hard for it. So this is just mainly for unloading chopper wagons into our silos, and you need the four-wheel drive. Put new tires on the front. You need the four-wheel drive when you have a wet fall. Moving on, John Deere 4050. Had this tractor for many years. Used to use it to spray corn with, and then stopped using it for that. They had it in limbo for a while, then decided it would work good for all manure because a lot of ground we got's tiled. Back in the big barn, I'll show you these again real quick. John Deere 7830. Bought this outright from a guy in Indiana, Ohio. Only got 3,500 hours on it now, which is fairly low for an 05. John Deere 8400. Dad bought this tractor 02. I was still in the military at the time. Had that a very long time, and I think he's only got 4,500 hours on that. That is a beast. We love that tractor. Gonna have auto steer on it. Moving on, Dad's backup skid steer, John Deere 240. Got it at an auction. Very clean, older machine. He's a big fan of always keeping a spare skid steer. We got a newer skid steer here, a newer one at the dry cow lot, but you still never know. So he wanted to have a spare one in case something were to happen. This is my brother's buddy's mini excavator, so that's not ours. I'm not going to touch on that too much. This is Dad's little garden tractor with a finish mower. He used to use this to cut his grass. Very nice little machine, little unit here he has set up. He's got John Deere weights on the front off a skid steer to weight it down. And this is our main soybean seeder, John Deere 455. Plant soybeans, oats, even got a seeder on the front for planting hay. 30 foot wide, 30 foot at a whack. We'll be using this first, probably later this month, to plant that hay field over yonder kitty corner of the farm. But you'll spread this out and it'll be beautiful. And then you got our main soybean head, 35 foot wide. We put on that S670, does a good job. Like you say, when he starts setting that auto path up on that combine, he couldn't see how far with 35 foot. Well, now you're gonna be able to set it and be able to combine them beans within 6 inches, and you'll get out of them fields a lot quicker. Same barn, John Deere 560M round baler, brand new last year. Didn't have any problems with it, worked good. Got it. It takes getting a new unit running, but we're looking for this to hit the ground running. We'll have this for quite a while, but she's a nice unit. Yeah, he uses 6420 to bale with that. Next up, we got Dad's John Deere 4020 high crop, very rare tractor, one out of 787 made. He restored it, and it's just sitting here, needs to be washed off and tarped, but this is quite the collector item. And back in this corner, this is a John Deere 40. Very old tractor. A buddy of ours had this. and he wanted us to store it. I think we bought it off him, and he just said, if you're ever gonna sell it, just make sure you let me know, I might buy it back. But this thing snorts. She runs great, very loud. Harley muffler. Moving on, out in the back 40, John Deere 5065E. I use this to unload chopper wagons too, and just a nice little utility tractor. I got a hook to this Sunflower because I think I'm gonna paint it. She's pretty faded. But this has been a good tractor, come out of Canada. Excellent, excellent rubber, excellent power. John Deere 9400. This come out of north of here. Auction buy. Excellent tires we put on the insides. This needs a bath. This is the one Dad's been discing with the whole time. A lot of power, and hooked to a 32-foot 1-inch John Deere disc. This is a beautiful combo, and the whole thing needs to be cleaned off. But other than that, there's your disc. Into the other big barn, kind of dark. You've seen these John Deere forage wagons, 10 of them. I had 12 at one time. I might sell a couple more, but they're nice to have. They're very, very well built, mostly from the 70s and 80s. Back in here is another 4240, new motor, but she's disassembled. There's your 4240 emblem. Use this to cut hay. This is like a 1980 or something. Extremely good tractor. Had a hole in the fuel tank, so that's what's getting repaired right now, but she'll be up and running this spring. And here's your main John Deere hay cutting tractor, 7600. It's gonna be set up with the technology also. That's like a 98, maybe even a 97, but we're gonna be able to check it and use it in the hay fields. So when we're cutting that hay, we'll be straight as an arrow, and we can be off like a 6-inch offset. The 7600 was a Canadian auction buy, has about 7,000 hours on it. John Deere S670, that's your main combine. That's what we're gonna be setting the technology up on also. I showed you that. And the 9560R, they're both 15s. Combine's got about 2,000 hours on it. And this 9560R's got it right on the hours, 3379. Not bad. Had a lot of work done to it. That clutch fan and stuff had to be redone, but she's good to go now. Packed way in the back here, guys, a 48-foot wide cultivator. It's dark, you can't see it. The 9560R will be pulling this. That's what you're gonna be setting the technology up on this too. Next up, different location, John Deere 980 field cultivator with some spike bars. This is our first big unit. We'll probably be looking to sell this in the future, but 36 foot, that was big for us back then, but now, like you said, I think we're up to 48 foot was that cultivator that was back in the dark barn. Beautiful unit though, these were really good. In the barn, first item up for grabs, John Deere 4440. Check the tires on this bad lad. This is my ag bagging tractor. This is a mean sucker. You got this little trap door here so I can throttle up and throttle down when I'm done with loads. 3975 John Deere pull type chopper with a hay head. This is what we chop all our hay with. Bought this brand new actually, and have done a lot of work to it over the years. These are good choppers, but I don't even think they make them anymore, so there's a problem there. Then here we've got another pull type chopper, older model. Got this on auction, didn't pay a lot for it, and actually have used it. We blew a gearbox on that newer one year. Came right in, Greg had this all ready to go, hooked up to it, and didn't miss a beat. We like pull type chopping our hay. John Deere 750 no-till drill. Got this about another year ago, and used it quite a bit. I also plan to use it this year, planting some cover crop. That'll be real good for that. You'll go right in there after that bean ground and you'll plant cover crop. Moving along, John Deere 6910, self-propelled chopper. Have put tires on this because the corn stalks are so rough. Bought this at an auction. Dad bought it way up north, dropped the oil in it, changed the oil up at the auction, then drove it home about 4 hours. But been a very good unit. We like it. We like chopping. We don't use the hay head, because we save this strictly for corn. And then here's our John Deere 608C corn head, chopping head for that new combine. Does a great job. You've got to have a good head for them combines. And these attachments are sold separately, but this has been a good head. Last but not least, John Deere 5020 diesels, 1966. Dad's had this a very long time. Dad's had this since Grandpa was here on the farm with him. She runs, there's nothing wrong with her. We actually used this to ag bag one year. We first got that ag bagger, we used it. Then we got that 4440, actually tore the PTO out of this and fixed it, got it back going, and said, no, we're gonna hang on. This is a tank, heavy tractor. Mark my words, or at least remind me, we will get this out this year. Dad used to get this out every year. Haven't done it in a while. It's kind of packed in here, but he'll take and he'll pull start it, and this thing starts to snort, and she rolls coal, you wouldn't believe. Remind me to do that. We'll get this out, and maybe we'll pull wagons with it. This thing pull wagon like you wouldn't believe. So here's your 1966 5020. And guys, that's gonna do it. That's the John Deere tour. A lot of John Deere equipment. I hope you liked it. I took you all different locations. I don't think I'm missing anything, but stay tuned. Spring is gonna be springing here shortly. I hope you like the Ag Essentials kit. More of that all summer long. And we're gonna take you along. I'm gonna learn how to do it, and I'm gonna try to show you guys how to do it. Maybe you guys already know how to do it, and you can give me some tips on how to, and I'm gonna be teaching Dad how to run that technology. It's gonna be quite the fun time. So on that note, everybody take care. See you in the next video, and God bless.